In the previous lecture, we used the three-step pattern to generate tests with Cursor. In this lecture, we're going to look at how we can make our test workflows reusable. Now, the three-step pattern worked really well, but the one thing that wasn't ideal is we had to type everything by hand. So with this approach, we would have to do it again for the next file that we want to generate tests for. Fortunately, Cursor provides 3 ways in which we can make our test workflows reusable, including commands, agent skills, and the agents.md file. Now, when we use Cursor commands, this is when we can invoke a codified test generation. And when we use agent skills, this is when Cursor invokes it. So it's not entirely explicit nor fully automatic, but it's pulled in when the task matches the description. And then finally, the agent.md file is sort of your always on rule. It is loaded into every agent session, and it will use those rules when you ask it to generate tests. And that's the fully automatic approach. For commands, you usually create a .md file in .cursor/commands, and then the file name is directly translated to the command name. So if we call the file name gen-tests.md, the command will be called gen-tests. So when you type the / in the chat, Cursor will pick it up, and then you can basically select it, and then you can optionally provide an argument. So let's look at our specific command.md file here. So here, the description, generate a test suite for the source file you name. So that's similar to our manually typed prompt. And when we use this command, we need to pass an argument. And this argument is basically the path to the source file. In the command description, we can see generate a complete jest unit test suite for the file that we specified, following the standing rules in agent.md and these steps. So we're going to first create our / command, then we're going to go over to agent skills and then only to agents.md. But it's good that we keep it there because the agents.md file normally contains the global rules that we want to apply. So we're saying follow the standing rules in agents.md. At first it won't find it, but then eventually when we create it, it will go and look there first. And then we're asking it to use these steps. Read the file and every type, helper, and error class it imports. So in the previous lecture, we explicitly asked it to look at the orders.ts file as well, because that's where our types were. But in this case, since we're saying and every type, helper, and error class it imports, it'll basically look at that and infer that. Secondly, we're asking to map the behavior, the paths, the edge cases, and the errors, and then generate expected values computed from inputs, assert specific error types. And then finally, we're also telling it to run npm test and create a report, and does a failure point to the test or the source. So this is essentially the first way how we can codify our test workflow. And then once we've created it, we can try it out by invoking / gen tests, and then we provide the file for which we want to generate these tests. And then project commands live, like I said, in .cursor /commands, and personal ones live in the global cursor file in your home directory / commands. But we are specifically speaking about project commands here. So let's go ahead and open up our cursor. Now, this time we're going to section 3, lecture 12, and then start. And then the first thing we need to do is create a .cursor folder. So let's go ahead and do that. And then another folder in there called commands. Now, instead of typing this out, we can actually copy it from the end directory under lecture 12. And here we are going to basically just copy the gen-test.md file for now and paste it in your commands directory. Okay, so we are going to confuse Cursor if we try and ask it to pick it up with all of these different lecture files, because you'll see that we have it in the end one, And then we also have it in our start directory. So the best approach would be for us to actually just open up the start directory under lecture 12. So I'm going to say open folder and then demo code section 3, lecture 12, start. Now that we've opened up only the start directory under lecture 12, it looks more like a normal repository because you'll typically only have one .cursor directory in the root of your repo. And it makes it much easier for Cursor to find this gentests / command. So this is how it looks. It looks basically the same or similar to the one we had in the slides. And then now, if we go ahead and type /, we should find gentests. And there you can see the description, generate a complete jest unit test suite for the source file named after this command. And then the source file is the file that we want to generate tests for. And this is this applied tier pricing.ts file. So we can use the @ command and then select applied tier pricing. So now it will use the rules in here that we've read through already. And then it's going to generate tests for applied tiered pricing. And we can quickly look through the code here. So this is the function applied tier pricing. The purpose is calculates the unit price and total price for a purchase based on quantity and customer tier. So there we've got the quantity and the customer tier, and then customer tier could be either standard, silver, or gold. This brings us to the discount rules. So for standard, no discount at any quantity. Silver, 10% off when the quantity is greater or equal than 5. And then gold, 15% off when quantity is greater or equal than 3, 20% off when quantity is greater or equal than 10. And then it's going to throw range errors if the base price is smaller or equal than 0, and also if the quantity is smaller than 1. And then prices are rounded to 2 decimal places. So here we've got our error checks for the ranges. Here we have the customer tier logic, silver and gold. And like I said, the standard contains no discount at any quantity. That's why we don't have an F for standard. And then here you can see the unit and total price being calculated, and ultimately it returns unit, total price, discount applied, and the discount rate. And this is as the tiered pricing results object. So now that we understand how this function works, let's send that off. So Cursor is now going to use, like I said, the rules in here, and then it will basically generate the test file for us. It should be applied tiered pricing.test.ts under a tests directory that should show up here shortly. And like you can see, we've got tests pricing, again honoring the domain directory name, and then it has basically created the following test. Keep file, and then it's got the rules here again, and the description, and here apply tiered pricing. There we've got the range errors and everything, the standard tier tests, the silver tier tests, the gold tier tests, and then the rounding test. So let's go ahead and run this. In fact, it has already run it on our behalf here. So let's just see what Cursor is saying. So it generated the test file, and the coverage is the input validation. Remember, we have that specified in our rules here under expect values computed from the inputs, standard tier, silver tier, gold tier, rounding, and then discount applied. And then it already ran the tests. One test suite passed, and then in there 24 tests. So let's not just believe Cursor, let's run it ourselves. npm test. And as you can see, all 24 tests pass, and here it's nicely grouped under input validation, standard tier, silver tier, gold tier, rounding to 2 decimal places, and discount applied flag. Okay, so this is the first way that you can codify your test generation workflows. The second way is through agent skills. And again, this is auto invoked when the prompt matches the description. So this time you're going to create a skill.md file, and this will be under .cursor and then skills. And like I said, cursor decides when to invoke it, and we don't explicitly invoke it. So this is how it typically looks. Generate a complete jest suite for TypeScript module. Use when asked to write or add tests for a functional file. And then generate unit tests, prime the context, read the module and everything it imports. Again, this is how it figures out what the other files are, if any. Then map the behavior, the paths. This is the happy paths, the edge cases, the errors. Here we're saying boundaries as well. And then generate following the standing rules in agents.md. Again, this will come, and this is our global rules that should take preference. And then we're also asking it to run the npm test at the end. And then once we've done it, we can basically just write a prompt, add unit test for, and then we'll base it on the calculate shipping cost file. And here you'll see we're not invoking /gen test, so it will not invoke any of the rules in there. And cursor should figure out that there's a skill. Okay, so let's go back to cursor. Now, again, it's probably easier for us to go and copy the file already because we looked at it on the slides. We don't want to type everything out. Again, you can find a copy of the slide deck in the resources section of this lecture. If you download it from there, you can also copy some of the text. And of course, the code is also downloadable from there. All right, so I'm going to go back and say, let's open up the entire lecture 12. And then from end, I'm going to copy this skills directory. And then the name of the skill is another folder inside of skills. And then we can open up the .cursor directory and paste skills in there. Okay, so now we have our skill there, and this is how it looks. So generate a complete jest unit test suite for TypeScript module. Use whenever asked to write, generate, or add tests for a functional file. Produces happy path, edge cases, and error conditions, then runs them and reports. So here we've got generate unit test, prime the context, map behavior before writing, generate the suite, and run and report. Okay, so now I want to limit the context to the start directory again. All right, and here you'll see the skill, generate unit tests. So let's go ahead and open up a new agent chat. And then I want to copy this, add unit test for calculate shipping costs.ts. And I'm just going to pick the calculate shipping costs. So this is another file that we can quickly look at. So right at the top, our shipping zones, domestic, regional, and international, some error classes, and then we also have our main function down here, calculate shipping costs. So the purpose is calculates the shipping cost for an order, rules, throw the empty order error if there are no items, throws the invalid weight error if the total weight in kilograms is smaller or equal than 0. The billable weight is always rounded up to the next whole kilogram. The cost equals zone-based rate plus zone per kilogram rate times billable weight. The free shipping applies when the order subtotal is greater or equal than the zone's free shipping threshold, waiving both the base and the weight cost. All costs are rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is the function, and now we can send this prompt off. Add unit tests for calculate shipping costs, and hopefully cursor will pick up that we have a skill. So let's see. So it is not finding an agent.md file. Let's make sure. Yes, we don't have any of that in the root yet. and then it should find the skill. And there it called generate unit tests, and that's our skill, right? And then it has basically created the calculate shipping cost tests file. And what we can do here is just read. So it created the file, as we can see there, the coverage input validation, empty order error for empty items, invalid weight error for 0 or negative weight with message assertion, all 3 zones, standard base, per kilogram pricing, free shipping threshold, multi-item subtotal aggregation, billable weight, math.seal behavior, rounding weight cost to total to 2 decimal places, and then free shipping applied flag. And I'm going to say keep. I'm going to keep the file, and then all 44 tests passed, 18 new plus 26 existing. So here we've got our calculate shipping cost tests. So we've got the calculate shipping cost and the errors that we're checking for input validation, the domestic zone and regional zone with all the cases, and then international zone, and rounding to 2 decimal places. And there we go. So it already says that the test passed, but again, it would be best for us to test it ourselves. And there we go. So 2 suites passed. The 2 suites are the pricing one, the apply tiered pricing that we did with the / command, and then the calculate shipping cost that we did with the skill. All 44 tests passed. Then for the third and final way that you can codify your test generation workflow is through the agents.md file. And instead of putting it in your .cursor directory, you're going to put it in the project root. So when you do this, Cursor is going to read it for every agent session. You don't need to use a / command nor any priming. So this is typically how it looks, just a minimum version. So test generation rules, the framework, jest 29 plus tsgest, test mirror source under tests. Structure, arrange act assert, blank line between phases, coverage, the happy path edge cases, every error condition, assert the specific error type, assertions, compute expected values from inputs, never copy the implementation's output. And then once we've done it, we're going to ask it, what conventions are you following, to see whether it's trying to use the skill or is it going to use agents.md, and that's what we expect. So back in Cursor, let's do the same. Open up the entire lecture 12 folder, and then again, instead of typing this out, we'll copy what we have under the end state. So under end, we go to the agents.md file, and this time we can just simply paste it in the root of our start directory. Again, let's not confuse Cursor, and simply go to lecture 12, start, and open. While it's opening, I'm going to copy this prompt, and then let's create a new agent chat and paste your prompt there. What conventions are you following when you write tests in this project? And we're hoping that it does not look at the skill.md, but the agents.md. And as you can see, it read the agents.md file. So there, when I write tests in this project, I follow the standing rules in agents.md. Here is what that means in practice. Framework and layout, jest 29, tsgest, structure, coverage expectations, assertions rules. So now you know the different mechanisms that Cursor provides to codify your test generation workflows. In the next lecture, we are going to generate tests with Copilot.